Hey there, Tuesday Night Live. We're going to talk more about laundry, I know, again, but we all have laundry all the time, right? I mean, I used to be, well, sometimes I still do. I will plan like to get it all done in the day, and I will even plan what I'm wearing, like to be able to put in my last load, like after and jump in the shower and have clean clothes on, and so that I can do like the last load all together, so that at least for a short period of time, for the rest of the day, I can know all of the laundry's done and there's nothing. Um, I will do that once in a while. I used to do it all the time, but now I have laundry almost always. Like, and it's just Jamie and I, which is funny. But I try not to do as many small loads, because I just would rather do bigger loads. But yeah, or I have more specialty type things that it's like one or two items, and I don't always just do a load for them. But or if I do, it's like I don't know. But so I used to be compulsive about that, but not as much now. Um, but I had to ask Corey. She had some old detergent, and I have to get it and put it in a jar because I wanted. So this is like a Tide or an All. Um, you know, this is what most people are used to using. I didn't have any because I haven't used a traditional laundry soap for since 2000, at least 2014. Um, and most people don't realize that most of this is probably water, um, and fillers that they use in their, uh, because they want it to look like it's a lot of, a lot of product often, because, you have those big, heavy things that were always heavy for me. But it is full of fillers, fragrance, and I have heard more stories than I can count since I started leaning into Norwex about people who have like purchased clothing from like secondhand thrift stores like Goodwill and stuff, who have spent hours trying to get um, the what's left of what the detergent leaves behind in the clothes. Um, that we're wearing on our bodies all day long. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, our skin's our biggest organ, and what is on our skin like absorbs in like 26 seconds. I can't think of exactly what it is, but it's not very long that our skin will then absorb things are touching it. And we're wearing clothes, most of us, all day long. And so those chemicals get into our body. So it's something that I have felt for, over a decade is important, which is why I switched to Norwex, back in 2014, and stopped using these detergents with dyes in it and fragrance and all the fillers. Um, Now, our Ultra Power Plus actually is what I have in this bottle mixed with water, because it can be used as a um, uh, cleaner besides detergent. It can be used as an all-purpose cleaner. And then I put our Powerzyme in this little jar here and just started to shake it up. This one has enzymes in it, so they'll go to work and be working in the water. I don't know. We'll see. Next week I'll show it to you again. But I have put a strawberry preserves in one. I did this experiment back in May, and it like turned the strawberry white. So I took all the color out of the strawberry, and it was completely white. And it was and it just the enzymes kept working, and so the Powerzyme is our newest detergent. It is our most advanced laundry detergent. I actually have some notes here because I was like, I wanted to try to give more information about like the differences um, between the different detergents um, and what they do and what they're used from. So they're all free from phosphates, bleach, optical brighteners, synthetic dyes, fragrances, fillers, ammonium, phthalates, parabens, EDTA, and the chlorine bleach phosphates. So, and there's no animal derivative ingredients and or formaldehyde type donors. So, and that's true of all of our Norwex detergents, the liquid and the powders. You can trust that there are not any of the things that are bad. And they are these are both EWG verified. I have to find out if our liquid one is, because I think they were getting that. I know they're working on getting it to become EWG verified. So our classic, you know, Ultra Power Plus. This is the one I showed my jewelry cleaning with, and I posted a video about our doing makeup brushes. And I wanted to show you, I'm going to try this on my own range hood vent. I'm going to show you somebody else's. So this is a before and after while soaking their range hood in just the Ultra Power Plus detergent. So I was going to, while I had it here, I figure I'm going to put it on this and see if I can get it to start to come clean even a little bit, because I know we can't let it sit for a couple hours on here, you know. But I thought, well, while I was doing the live, I would see if I sprayed it and showed it after, if I could get a result in, you know, just the 15-20 minutes we're on here. So I am spraying. This is just the Ultra Power Plus, 1 teaspoon of it in my Forever bottle, which is 16 ounces of water. This bottle usually can last me, you know, 6 months. I'll use it for spot cleaning things, like I shared last week, my jewelry, makeup brushes, what else? If I do get like a spot, like last Christmas, I got soy sauce on my tablecloth, my white tablecloth. My daughter then proceeded to clean it with a candy cane napkin, which then got red dye on the tablecloth. And so I should have just opened this and poured it on there. I realize that now, but too late. It had pink then in it, and I sprayed this on it, and within a couple of an hour or two, the stain was gone, like pink dye gone. So it like works before your eyes here, and we'll see. I don't know if you'll be able to see yet, but I can tell the water on here is already getting yellow. So even just in that little bit so far, it's starting to work on that vent. Now this vent isn't super dirty because it's my downstairs kitchen vent. So we don't have an upstairs one. Technically, it's probably the way we have it is not considered a legal stove. We have no vent. We moved it and oh well. So, but our Ultra Power Plus is the classic type detergent with biodegradable surfactants, which are designed to, you know, like lift and dirt, grease, and grime. And it's designed to make whites brighter and colors cleaner without fillers and the harsh chemicals. It's not enzyme based like the Powerzyme, so it focuses more on removing soils with surfactant action or less biological breakdown. So like one of the examples, they grab dirt and oil and let them mix with the water so they can be rinsed away. It's like, to think of them like grease grabbers, they said, you know. Conventional detergents like Tide and that, they rely on surfactants. One of the ways to, like, I'd ask ChatGPT, like, a way to give an explanation, and it said surfactants are like shaking a jar of oily sauce with water. They pull grease into little bubbles that can wash away. That was kind of the description they gave. So enzymes, which are in our Powerzyme, they are the biological helpers. They're tiny protein tools that break stain molecules apart. And then like different enzymes, there's 4 different enzymes. And in this protease, which works on like blood and grass, amylase, which is sauces and pasta, cellulase, which keeps fabrics from graying and trapping dirt, and lipase, which breaks down oily stains. And the enzyme cleaners actually attack the stain at a chemical level and not just moving it around. And so I asked ChatGPT for a example, and it said if surfactants grab dirt, enzymes digest it, like giving stains a haircut instead of just brushing them. So that is what it gave me to try to explain, the difference in it. And this Powerzyme works really great on stinky things. So my yoga gear, I have bike shorts and I have yoga pants type things, and my sports bras. I actually use the Norwex liquid detergent because it is I like it for my garments that are more really good garments. I don't know, that I spent more money on, are more delicate. You can't use this on, you're not supposed to use enzymes on wool or silk, but I don't have, and enzymes work great on stinky things because of sweat and things. And I just heard from the first customer ever, but she said her husband, they were using this and she loves it for her and for her granddaughter, but her husband sweats and has stinkier, stinkier body odor or something, that it wasn't getting the sheets and stuff as clean, she didn't feel like. So she's going to try the Powerzyme or the liquid enzyme to see if that helps, because sometimes for stinkier, sweaty things, the enzymes are going to do better at. So, yeah, and I'm just looking at my notes here. What else here? So it's breaking the stains down instead of, just washing or masking them. And I have found I've never had anything not get clean with my yoga or my workout clothes. And I get pretty sweaty because I'm trying to walk, now every day. So I would say for families, these are also great for dirty cloth diapers, if you have cloth diapers. So Powerzyme versus the Ultra Power Plus, stinkier, sweatier sports clothes. This can be probably even better for if you already love this and are not having issues with anything. Stick with this, because I still use this a lot on a lot of things. I'll use it on our sheets and our regular towels sometimes. Towels. I use it on my Norwex cloths unless they're really, really, really grungy. Then I'll use my Powerzyme. And we have a microfiber booster. I don't have that out here. That I will use when I have to do a deeper cleaning of my cloths, now that I'm using them more. And then this I use for my most of my other laundry, except for my hubby's stuff. Underwear and socks, I do usually this. White socks I will sometimes use. We have a White and Bright, or Bright and White, that helps brighten. It's not an optic, it doesn't use like the optical brighteners. So yeah, so we have a variety because everybody's got different laundry preferences, different issues that they are, dealing with. But if you want the longest, most versatile, and want to try a detergent, or if you have a cloth. So if you have a Norwex cloth, you really want to be using a detergent that does not have fillers, or any of those ingredients that I, ran off. Because for your cloths to work the way they're intended to work, you want to use a Norwex detergent. And if that's all you're going to use it for, Ultra Power Plus, I promise it will last you like forever. This one I've been using for over a year now. And I use it for more than that. So, but at least get something like this for your cloths. And like I said, you can use it now for variety of other multi-purpose tasks. So, and that's on sale, 10% off. That's partly why I'm highlighting the laundry stuff. And this Powerzyme is 10% off. This one you do need to use the full, like the scoop. It shows, this one I suggest people, replace the scoop with a teaspoon, because you don't want to use too much of that. You want a teaspoon typically max. This one though, the Powerzyme, you actually want to follow the instructions on here because it's an enzyme. And it works to actually destroy the things and keeps going. It's going to all wash away and not be held in the clothes and everything. And you'll want to, follow the instructions. So this has about 100 loads in it. And I've gone through 2 of these in a year. Well, this is the second one, and there's still probably another month or 2. The liquid, which this is my favorite of all of them because it's the easiest. I just do 1 pump for a medium load and 2 pumps for a large load. This actually has 230 loads in here, or 230 small loads if you're doing larger, But 1 pump, so easy, and I like it because, like I said, it's good on my more delicate stuff that my sports bras, which I'm very sweaty and I feel like I get stinky. And then the other last option is our Eco Wash strips. These are good for college students. They don't have to measure them or travel. You can, just put this in the sink easily. They travel easily because, like a piece of paper. These do have a smell. But it doesn't stay in the clothes. So this is the other one. So, all right. I was going to try to show what we got going on here. I don't know if it's so can I get this without spilling it all over? That will be the test. The picture I showed you, they soaked it, and this hasn't not been soaking very long, but I can tell the water here is got it's not the best way to show, but you can tell on the thing here that the water is got a tint to it. So it is, I think, going to get a good amount of it out. I'm gonna let it soak longer, and then I should have did I take a before picture? I don't know if I took it before. I'm still, trying to figure this stuff out. Some of it is not as easy to show as like my jewelry a couple weeks ago. So, but this is another option. It's also good on sports equipment. The Ultra Power Plus you can use any, 16-ounce bottle with a teaspoon of the detergent. Outdoor furniture. Oh my gosh, so many things. Tennis shoes. You can use it, on your tennis shoes. And there's over 100 different ways to use it. Honestly, those are just a few. So, if you use the Ultra Power Plus on anything and want to share what you have found, grout, tile and grout, that's another big one people use it on. Let me know. Comment below. If you just want to comment below, say hi. I would love, or replay, either one. I'd love to know if you found any of this helpful. But if you are using a detergent, even if you don't get Norwex, I would say look at what's in your detergent on ewg.org to make a choice that and a change. Amazon has detergents without fillers and harmful chemicals or fragrance. Remember, fragrance is code for all the things they don't want to have to divulge. So look up your products and see what grade they have, because anything you're putting on your body, also fabric softener, you know. I just came across another article about the wool dryer balls, not from Norwex. I can't remember where, that they were saying, you know, the wool ones from New Zealand. I was like, well, that's what we have, is 100% wool from New Zealand. They, you're going to know your clothes are clean, and also that you're not standing and sitting or laying in chemicals all day long that are being absorbed. You know, when you think of all of the cancer now that is so much more prominent than it used to be in not only older adults, but now we're seeing it more and more in children and young adults. You know, there's studies out there, but all of these chemicals I know are contributing to negative things, you know. So the more you can educate yourself and make choices that are easy choices. So like I said, if it's not Norwex, at least just check your products on ewg.org and look for, some detergents without fillers. There are some good ones out there, and doesn't have to be Norwex, but I hope you'll think about it. So, all right. You guys have a good week.